My name is Julia Bender, and from the outside looking in, it looked like we were a perfect family. We had 3 kids, husband in the military, and I was a stay-at-home mom working freelance as a photographer, and from the outside, pretty healthy. But what most people didn't know was the fear we lived in our family. After my kids, I struggled with postpartum, and it got worse after my 3rd. About a year and a half after he was born, he developed a chronic disease, and that put our lives in a lot of fear. Mine specifically, because I never knew when it would hit. And so my family grew from thriving to struggling with me, mentally struggling, and me struggling and living in fear, and my husband living in fear for me. I became the mom that I never wanted to be. Tired, exhausted, yelling at everybody, and wanting to leave our family. And the several times that I mentioned it, my husband said, "Who would you rather have here?" And I said, somebody who is younger and healthy and happy, because I thought that I could just be replaced because I couldn't get fixed, that I was broken. And he said, but we don't want anybody else, we want you. And so I fought for my health, and I tried every conventional thing I could find. All the things from the health food stores, the therapists, the doctors, the medication, the therapists, everything that I knew that I could do, increased my exercise, changed our diet at home. And there were subtle changes, but there were also side effects to every medication that I tried. The drug that I was given weekly was an injection, and I was told I would take that for the rest of my life. I didn't want that. I asked them many times if that was stress related, and every single time they would say no, that it is something that is hereditary and something I would struggle for the rest of my life. When I learned about treating the root cause of health, that made a lot of sense to me. And when I dove into it and was consistent, everything else began to have a ripple effect. Joy and peace filled our home. I wanted to stay. My kids grew happier and more solid in our family because they were no longer in fear of their mom. I knew that if I changed, then my kids would want to be parents, that they would want to get married. And for a long time, I didn't know if they would want to do either because they saw the result of our family. Changing these things has changed the entire dynamic of our family to one of struggling and surviving to truly thriving. Not because stress doesn't hit and because the hard things don't happen, but because I have the tools. And I know what I need, and I know what my body needs, and I know what our family needs. So we are out of the hospital, we are thriving, we are no longer constantly at the doctors, and no longer constantly in fear. I know that so many people struggle silently like I did. And I am so grateful I found something that is a solution to what we were looking for in a way that I didn't expect. And I know that so many people can benefit from what we found.